Since it happened, the question that we get all the time is, what was the motive? And we have to answer, we don't know. We don't know. We haven't been able to find one that we know could be the absolute answer, and he has not said. So we don't know. People always say, well, you're not telling us. No, we'd love to know too. We don't know what his motive was.
Welcome back to Closing Arguments. I'm Julie Grant, in tonight for Vinnie Politan. The next live trial that we're covering for you on Court TV is a case out of the state of North Dakota where a chiropractor is the defendant. He's charged in a workplace massacre that left 4 people dead. We have a team on the ground in North Dakota, and we'll bring you a live update from Chanley Painter in just a moment. But first, Court TV legal correspondent Julia Janae gives us the background on the case.
The murder of 4 co-workers at this property management company still baffles the town of Mandan, North Dakota. On April 1st, 2019, William and Lois Cobb, Adam Fuhrer, and Robert Fackler were all shot and stabbed to death inside RJR Maintenance and Management.
It was quite a shock that morning. That's not something normally that we would hear. I mean, it's something very unusual.
Deputy Chief of Police Lois Flayton recalls the shocking dispatch report.
Maybe 1 or 2 a year, and we may go a year or 2 without, but we do have them, but not multiple, not when you're looking at 4 deaths. That's something very unusual even for the state, not just Mandan.
The attacker carried out the massacre in a matter of minutes, then vanished, leaving a community on edge.
It took a while before we started to really piece together his trail to find out where he was going.
Surveillance footage shows the murder suspect going into RJR Management before business hours, then stealing a company truck to flee. The masked individual only drives a few yards to the Indigo Signs business next door.
And then he eventually left on foot and went over towards McDonald's, where he had a vehicle parked.
A McDonald's employee called 911 to report a suspicious person wearing a camouflage mask. The caller completely unaware of the slaughter just down the street.
We want to reiterate that we do not feel the public is in any danger. While we strongly believe that this is a targeted, isolated incident, the public should always keep their safety in mind.
3 days passed with no arrests. Then a break in the case came 44 miles away from the murder scene in Washburn, North Dakota. A deputy spotted a truck matching the suspect's vehicle. It belonged to Chad Isaak, the deputy's own chiropractor.
Evidence discovered on Isaak and in the vehicle provided probable cause to place Isaak under arrest for the murders.
Isaak was booked into jail, charged with 4 counts of murder, burglary, and unauthorized use of a vehicle. Police searched his mobile home, finding 9 shell casings and gun parts. Prosecutors say fibers found at the scene and on Isaak link him to the crime. What they don't have is a clear link between Isaak and the 4 victims.
You know, obviously with management companies, sometimes there's tenants that aren't happy about things. So it wasn't like they're like, oh yeah, this guy, he was in here screaming and yelling the other day, making threats. You know, we've been worried about him. There was nothing like that.
RJR managed the property where Isaak lived, but the company says he was a model tenant with no known issues. Now the 47-year-old faces life in prison for a workplace massacre that remains unexplained.
Since it happened, the question that we get all the time is, what was the motive? And we have to answer, we don't know. We don't know.
That was Court TV's Julia Janae reporting for us there. Let's take you out to North Dakota now, where we find Court TV legal correspondent Chanley Painter standing by live for us tonight as this jury has been seated. Chanley, good evening to you. Tell us about the jury, if you would, please.
Hey, good evening, Julie. So after 2 days of jury selection, we finally have a jury of 12 with 2 alternates. That's 6 men and 6 women. The 2 alternates, 1 man, 1 woman, and ages range from probably mid-20s all the way to late 70s, skews a little bit older, all white, and some diverse backgrounds. We have a healthcare administrator, a communications director, someone who installs internet, and several retirees, including a construction worker, a mechanic, and a superintendent of schools. These 14 jurors will return in the morning for opening statements in this case, again, against Chad Isaak, who faces up to life if convicted of murder.
Chandler, let's talk, please, about the charges. If you would kind of break down the charges the state is bringing against him, and what, if anything, we know about him, other than the fact we know he's a chiropractor, and we know through Julia's reporting there that there really isn't a link to these victims in this case.
Right. We're wondering in these openings tomorrow, will we learn any more answers in that direction? We'll have to wait and see. But this is a case where he faces the most serious charge here in the state of North Dakota, murder. That's a class AA felony, up to life. It's with or without parole. That's intentional murder or the acting in extreme indifference to the value of human life. Secondly, burglary for entering the management firm with the intent to commit a felony. That's up to 10 years. And then he allegedly took a vehicle from the company, so he's charged with unlawful entry into a vehicle and unauthorized use of a vehicle. Some more charges this jury will have to consider. Again, it all is on surveillance video. The prosecution trying to tie him to the person that is seen in the video. They have strong forensic evidence, as we've discussed previously, Julie. But we have looked into who this defendant is because it's so mysterious as to why he would target these employees at this management company. But we know that he grew up here in the state of North Dakota, that he's 47 years old. He was 44 at the time of the crime. He's a Navy veteran. He is someone who spent years in the military as a medic, received his degree in nursing, and as you said, a chiropractor since 2006. And as far as the management company, he rented property managed by RJR. Owners say he was a model tenant. And his attorneys have argued before the judge that he has zero criminal history, even family ties in the community here. So again, what else might be learned tomorrow?
Chanley Painter, thank you so much. Tomorrow, opening day, you will be there reporting for us from Mandan, North Dakota. Thank you so much for that report tonight. Still with us, our think tank, criminal defense attorney, former federal prosecutor, and law professor at Texas Southern University, Michael Sterling, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor Al Wunsch III, and trial attorney in Seattle, Washington, Ann Bremner. Great to have you all here. Ann, I want to begin with you, if I may, please. Tomorrow, with it being opening day, I always like to think, what will these attorneys present, thematically, in terms of their legal theories, all of that? What do you think we may see from both sides tomorrow?
Well, it's going to be a mystery, I think, from the defense. But I think from the prosecution, 80% of jurors make up their minds in opening statement. That's what's cited as a statistic, even though there's no study out there that says that. I think a lot of us believe that. So you have to hit it out of the ballpark as a prosecutor. And they have a really strong case with what we just heard in your reporting. So that's going to be, I think, for everybody, just kind of not new to this community, small town. What's going to be new is, what is the defense? Are they going to reserve an opening and do it later? Are they going to have, what is their defense? Are they going to say the police work was shoddy? It's not a mental defense, we know that. And finally, we all know a lack of motive doesn't matter. You show intent, but we don't have to show motive as prosecutors. Even though jurors want it, they don't have to have it. So that'll be the big mystery tomorrow. What is the defense?
Right. We shall see. And we know they don't have to put on a shred of evidence, but they may choose to, especially with this guy, zero criminal history. Al Wunsch, I want to go to you on this one. Let's just think about this defendant, 47 years old. He served our country as a medic, in the Navy. So he's a veteran. He's also a doctor helping people. He's devoted his career to helping people. Just hearing this, I couldn't help but start thinking, if I was one of his lawyers representing him, I would really think about putting him on the stand. Tell me what you think about that. Do you think we may see that happen?
I really doubt it. I think that the motivation for this heinous crime on this guy's part is the fact that his name is Chad. In the last 30 days, Court TV has covered 3 horrible incidents where we had a Chad Isaak, a Chad Cobb, and a Chad Dabo. Okay, we've got 3 individuals named Chad. So people out there, don't name your kid Chad. This is a very sad situation. This guy is like, he's not taking the stand. He looks like a creepy guy. He acted like a creepy guy, and there is no way that I would put him on. I would keep him so far from I don't even think I'd let him in the courtroom.
Why? Because his name's Chad? Or I would give me a better reason, please. Now, give me a better reason. Why? He's got no history, so it's not like they can bring out past crimes, crimen falsi, nothing like that. He's never been identified on the surveillance video. We know the person's masked.
Except that the situation is that, okay, Chad aside, all right?
Yeah, Chad aside.
Chad aside, okay, he still he's got nothing to gain. He's got, nothing to gain by taking the stand. Okay. What's he going to explain? That he was there, that he wasn't there, that he wasn't in the truck, he didn't have the truck. It has no benefit for him. The best thing this Chad could do is to just basically not hang himself by getting on the stand. We don't need another hanging Chad.
All right, Al Wunsch. Thank you. Let me go to Michael Sterling. Michael, I want to follow up with you on what Al was just saying. Tell me, do you agree or disagree? Do you think that there's a chance we may see him on the stand? Would that be a good idea, bad idea? Your thoughts, please.
Well, I try to never make those decisions for my clients. I explain to them the benefits and downfalls and let them make those decisions for themselves. But I do agree that if it were me advising my client, I would probably advise him against taking the stand. I don't see an opportunity for him to benefit from taking the stand. I do think you've got to require the state to meet their burden of proof. And the fact that he's got no criminal history, the fact that there's no motive, those are all things that play in your favor that cannot somehow be cross-examined in this case if you don't put him on the stand. And so the state's going to have to, even though a motive is not required to meet your burden, the state certainly is going to have to try to figure out some way to make the jury believe that he committed this crime, that there was a reason for him to commit this crime. And so the less he talks, probably the better for the defense, because it robs the state of that opportunity to meet their burden.
Right. And then, kind of a follow-up for what you just said with the motive issue for the defense, this is great. Tell me, what do you do with that as a defense attorney in a case like this one?
I mean, well, you just simply point out to the jury that there is no motive. Like, why would this Navy veteran, why would this dedicated Navy veteran medic, this person who spent his career saving lives, do this unspeakable crime, right? So you would point out to the jury that the state is not going to be able to tell you why, right? And that's where you really focus at, right? You focus on the fact that the state is not going to be able to tell you why he committed. They're going to tell you he did this. They're going to have very little evidence to demonstrate why he would somehow be motivated to commit this random act of violence, despite the fact that he spent his life saving people's lives, serving our country, doing these things that helped people. And so you use that to your advantage if you can.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Well said. Michael Sterling, Ann Bremner, Al Wunsch III, thank you all so much. We want you to stay put because we just need to take a quick break right now, but there's a lot